Hey everyone, how's it going? If you're into DCS, you'll probably know that the BF-109 K-4 module was just released the other day. And I haven't made a video on the K-4 in quite some time. And since I don't have it in DCS, I figured I'd dust off my K-4 in War Thunder and take it out for a spin. Now, the K-4 was one of my favorite aircraft when I first started playing, and I don't know why I haven't played it much recently. Maybe because I feel that the 190s are a bit more competitive and are generally a better aircraft. But the K-4 definitely has a place in my heart still. So, in this match, I've climbed to what I consider a fairly comfortable altitude, and I've spotted an aircraft passing underneath me, which was definitely an enemy. I decided not to dive after him, as, well, he was the first aircraft I spotted, and there's a good chance that there'll be other enemies higher than he is, so I don't want to lose all my altitude at the start of the game. That works out because, well, as you saw, there was actually an enemy that pulled onto my tail. And instead of having to go and fight him, or at least try to outmaneuver him, I was able to just drag him towards two of my teammates and flip the tables and make it a very one-sided battle for us, which is generally what you want to do. You always want to get the best possible chance of survival that you can in each engagement, otherwise you might just end up dead. So after I turned back towards the fight, I noticed that there were quite a few more dots than I originally expected there to be. And as I'm about to find out, pretty much the whole of the enemy team is right here. And surprisingly, they're pretty high up for a dogfight against the Russians, which is always nice. I like dogfights that take place, you know, not right at the deck. I like to have altitude to work with. But I was able to put in some nice shots into the engine of that King Cobra as he was attacking a friendly. And now I'm just sort of in a bowl of enemy aircraft. And this is where the real strength of the K-4 comes into play, is its amazing rate of climb. I'm able to get altitude and distance from all of my enemies and really pick how I want to engage them, and basically be untouchable. So I find a target, which happens to be a Yak 9, I believe. And this wouldn't be one of my videos without some terrible aim on my part, as you're about to see. I'm able to score some hits, but nothing critical, and it seems like the Yak flies just fine after I pull away from it. And as I am about to roll back onto the Yak's tail, I notice something out of the corner of my eye just coming out of the sun. Now, it's too far away to know if it's a friendly or an enemy, but it is higher than the Yak, so if it was an enemy, and I had gone for the Yak, whatever this is could have easily rolled in on my tail, and there would be very little I could do. Well, not very little I could do, but it would be a lot safer for me to go for this higher contact than stay with the Yak, so that's what I decided to do. And it ends up being the right decision, as this is a LA-9. And of the aircraft that can outclimb a K-4, the LA-9 is not one. Now, if that had been a friendly, the worst case scenario is that Yak would have still been below me after I went to go see what this higher aircraft was. If I had gone for the Yak, the worst case scenario would be that this LA-9 snuck up on me as I was firing on the Yak and shot me down. After shooting down the LA-9, I head north, following a dot I thought might be an enemy, but it turned out to be this friendly 190. And just a quick tip to everybody. I know I say this a lot on stream, but don't go head on with a 190. You're not gonna win. I mean, maybe if you were going to get shot down no matter what, you can conceivably try to go head on against a 190 and maybe you'll get lucky, but it's just generally such a bad idea. But here we find my last enemy that I shoot down. It's an I-185, and the poor guy never sees me coming. 30mm explosive rounds knock out his tail control, and he goes down. The last enemy left alive was the Yak 9 that I shot at earlier in the match. I found him flying around his base, sticking to AAA cover, and I was low on fuel by that point, so I decided that discretion was the better part of valor, and I returned to base to refuel and rearm. And in that time period, our Tempest shot him down. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I'll catch you next time. Until then, happy hunting.